try to see the way the world turned what happened to me. It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream.
How y'all doing, Blue Dots? Happy Thursday to you, baby. We're almost through this week. Hell, next thing you know, Beard Bud Friday, baby. It's creeping up on us. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are here. Michael James, my buddy out in California, how are you doing? I'm glad you're here. I got to call you. Dwayne Dwizzle's with us. Just Coggins is here. Michael James is here twice. Son of a bitch. Boy, time travel. Jay Clayton, I'm glad to hear the news about Steph going to get her second shot, and you, and lock down a couple of big deals. Outstanding, my friend. I know she's waiting on you to get home. Anyway, Richard Phillips is here. The remixtress is with us. Sherry P., how you doing, darling? Ardessa, also known as Purple Moon Dragon, is in the room, as is Dorothy Tyndall and Brian Champagne. Ann Durnell is here, as Sue Bingle. Elena Jars is here. Pat Hunter. Boy, howdy. Dennis Utenheimer. Hey, buddy. I just friended you on Facebook, I think. How you doing, brother? Jan Beats. Donald Ware. Renee Price. Jane Hansen is here. Jean Shanky is here. I'm sorry. It's C-Dubs W. C-Dubs W. Hashtag the Honorable American Leadership President Joe Biden, Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. Doesn't that have a nice ring to it? Irish Giselle, John and Pecumsey's here. Thank you all for being here. Valerie Wood-Wasato, getting used to that last name finally, baby. I'm telling you. Brian Champagne, Vicky, Miss Linda, and Vicky Isted. I hope I didn't mess that up, Vicky. I'm sorry if I did. Anyway, I'm terrible at names. Susan Berry is here, as is Martha Oliveira. And I heard about you. And BW, Gary Spring, our buddy up in Canada. How you doing, brother? Yes, I hope every one of you had the opportunity to see Joe Biden's speech last night. I did. Watched it in its entirety. I feel good, baby. I feel good. I am so proud of the way this man has turned this nation around, and starting to in a big way, baby. He comes out with plans that we can understand. Talks to people who are going to benefit from these programs. Us, blue collar workers out there all across this country. I was so inspired. And I continue to be. And now he's down in Georgia today because he's going to start bringing this message to the people. How that we need to invest in this country. We want to see a brighter future. We have to pay for it, baby. We can't just keep letting the robber barons just come in and rob the bank and walk out the door whistling and talking about, oh, we need to be conservative. No, he lays out some damn good ideas. He gives a vision for this country and the world. And I'm proud of that. So proud after listening to so much bull crap and narcissistic reviews every time the man spoke. How great I am. And he's doing it today. He's still out there doing that shit. Talking about how the election was stolen still. Are you shitting me? Give it up, you little asshole. Ooh, your turn's coming, baby. I'm just thinking that Rudy Giuliani's got his ass in a crack big time. Because as they've been saying on the news, they don't go serve a warrant like they did on somebody like Rudy Giuliani unless they have absolute proof of something. Because they're not going to go out there and jeopardize their shit. Not under this Department of Justice. No, we're not playing that game anymore. And at some point when Rudy's got his ass in a sling and is looking at years in prison, as did Michael Cohen, maybe he'll flip a little bit. Maybe he'll start talking about what Rudy knows. Maybe Rudy has one last chance to try to salvage his piss and reputation now of being a clown, a liar, a buffoon. Man went from America's mayor to America's buffoon to an idiot, a clown that would do anything for his master. I can't wait to see it all come falling down, baby. And it will. It will. We're just starting to see just the tip of the iceberg of what's going to happen and what the results of that will be. Are his little minions still going to hang on to him when it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's a crook, a liar, a thief? Yes, they'll hang on to him because none of that matters. It's not about the issues. It's about the attitude, baby. And he's just digging the bottom of the barrel of racist, bigoted assholes, and that's who he'll cling on to. And they will cling on to him. They'll support him all the way down to the gates of hell. They don't care. Anyway, let's thank Karen Van Wyk, who donated $5 and said, I love my president. Baby, so do I. I am just tickled to death. Bill Jones, what did you think of that speech? Hey, Bill. Hey, Bill. Bill, we snuck you in here, buddy. All right, while we wait for Bill, is Johnny Fly there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great.
Did you hear the speech?
I love that speech. I watched it last night, yes.
I did too. It made me proud again.
You know something, John?
What?
This guy, you can tell he's from Northeast Pennsylvania. That is how a lot of the people are up there. They're practical, they're down to earth, they're kind. You know, he's Catholic, of course, but he takes his faith seriously. And it comes out in what he does with other people. So
Indeed.
What you see is what you're getting.
There you go. Yes, what you see with Joe Biden is what you're getting. He's got a vision for the future. He's got a plan, and he knows how to pay for it too. But now
watch how quick the Republicans try to tear it down.
Oh, shit.
He's not going to get everything he wants, John, but at least if they compromise somewhere.
We have to fight for everything he wants.
Yes, that's
because
true.
everything he wants is what we want. We do want that. I want a college education free to a community college. Your tax dollars are paying for it anyway. Anyway,
Yeah.
Johnny Fly, hold on. Let's get Sparky Dunk in the room. Spark, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, John. Still a little sore around my neck area.
What happened to your neck?
Oh, I slept wrong on it one night. It's just
that's all it
driving
takes,
me
brother.
crazy for a week.
That's all it takes.
But it's a good day. The swather went through and mowed all the hay down in the backfield, so my allergies aren't as bad. Won't be as bad tomorrow.
Well, there you go. Silver lining. There's always something to look forward to.
But I really enjoyed the speech last night.
I knew you had watched. Yes, I was very inspired.
I turned it off as soon as Senator Scott came on.
Well, Senator Scott came on and started talking, but to tell you the truth, the conversation in the living room about what we had just heard, I didn't. I heard him say that America's not a racist country. We were built on the backs of racism in this country. Anyway, Spark, thank you for being here. Huh?
It's ingrained in our heritage.
That's it. It is. From the word go. Bill Jones, how'd you like that speech?
I think he knocked it out of the park.
I do indeed. I think it was a home run all the way.
There were three things that really struck me. One was the initial visual of when they turned the cameras on. And
Yes.
it was the initial opening visual with Vice President Kamala Harris
Indeed.
and the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, sitting behind the president. I went, God damn, it only took 244 years, but we finally got here.
Yeah.
That's good.
We finally got to this place.
Oh, man, that was just, the visual was just, you could write books on that visual. I mean, it was just, to me, it was devastating. I thought it was just awesome as shit.
You know what I think, Bill? I think one
that?
day we're going to have 3.
Buddy, I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't too far in the future either.
No,
Because I think America's waking up.
I think so too.
Well, you know what, John?
That's the thing.
I think it's funny when one of the CNN anchors, they said, I have a good feeling that Nancy Pelosi is not going to rip up Joe Biden's speech.
That didn't happen. Yeah, we were reminiscing about that moment too last night.
The two main things that struck me about the speech were, one, and you know Joe's going to do it, no matter, he knows the outcome. He's not a stupid man.
Yeah.
But he keeps reaching out to the Republicans. Look, guys,
Every time.
You may not agree with he said, you may not agree with everything in my plan, but come forward, come up to me and share. We can work something out. Let's get this done. We're America. I'm not going backwards. We're going to get something done.
Yeah.
And he keeps putting that message out there, and I think that's good.
And the message that I like he keeps repeating is doing nothing is not an option. Doing nothing
totally unacceptable.
is not acceptable.
Yep.
And you know what, John? The thing is, too, the Republicans cannot come back and say, oh, well, you didn't come and consult us first.
Yeah, no, they can't say that. Bill, you had a second point?
Yeah, the last point I wanted to make, and I could let everybody else can run. The one thing that they didn't bring up and it was on the news today, he went down to Georgia to,
Do a rally.
do a couple things. One basically tell them thank you for their 2 senators, and by the way, here's my plan to help this state out more.
Yeah.
But the one thing that was kind of covered up, and it came in late in the afternoon, was that this tells you what kind of guy our president is. He made a special trip to go see President Jimmy Carter.
Yes, he did.
I mean, what a character class act. Do you think what's his name would have ever done some shit like that?
Oh, well, it's
Hell
just
no.
like the time that Donnie Boy went to go visit Bush. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
It would
No.
never happen.
No.
It would never happen. Yeah. He don't care about anybody but himself.
No,
And
he requires
it just
people to
shows
come
the
grovel
truth.
to him.
And I hope they put that on every TV channel tonight about him going out of his way to go visit 94-year-old Jimmy Carter. That just tells me worlds about
I'm
the
telling
character.
you, every time
of this
Jimmy
man.
Carter is brought up, I always think the same thing. You may debate on where he ranks as a president, but as
God.
far as being an
Yeah.
ex-president, he's at the top of the
best.
list, baby.
He's
In my
number
book,
one.
he is the top of the list of
Yeah. Well,
of
look
what
at what all he's done for charity, the homeless people,
Exactly.
Habitat for Humanity. I mean, my
Exactly.
God, the list goes on and on.
You
Yeah.
don't have to, he doesn't have to talk about who he is. He demonstrates who he is every day.
Yep.
So
He
I've
shows
been very
you,
proud of
like my Angela said, the man showing you who he is. Believe
Yeah,
it.
believe them. That's what they keep saying. When people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah, believe.
And
Yep.
that goes a long way. It goes a long way. Believe me, because the people do, whether it be in private or in public, they will show you who they are, and that's when your integrity kicks in. What do you do when nobody's looking?
Basically, my 3 takes on last night. I was also moved yesterday that Merrick Garland decided to move in on Mr. Giuliani and Ms. Tesling, the attorney for the Russian oligarch. That was good.
That was
So it
entertaining.
tells me Merrick Garland's doing his job.
Yes.
Thank God.
Yes, I like that name too, Merrick Garland. Every time I hear it, I smile now.
Me too,
because I
yeah.
have faith in my Department of Justice again. Look at how much has changed over just the last 100 days. As a matter of fact, ain't today 100 days?
Well, yeah, but less than that, because Merrick Garland only got confirmed the first part of April, but he's only been in office like a month.
Man,
so
sure
remember that.
He hit the road running, huh? I'm telling you.
And the minute that he was sworn in and his next assistant deputy was sworn in, it's amazing how fast DOJ lifted that bullshit from Trump.
I'm telling you.
I mean, they did it within 3 hours. Within 3 hours of that vote, it was boom. They lifted it, and he got it going. And it was like, man, Mr. Garland, you are awesome.
Yes.
And I think Mr. Mitch McConnell is going to have some flashbacks on 5 years ago when he denied Mr. Garland his rightful seat as the Supreme Court justice.
Maybe Mitch would have rather had him on the Supreme Court than where he's at right now.
I kind of think
I'm just saying.
Mr. McConnell and some of his people, including Getz and Giuliani and all them, are going to have a little bit of a hard time coming up with all these charges.
I think Rudy's going to sing. What other choice does he have? Let me thank Diana Mallory. Let me thank Diana Mallory, bequeather of our gong, who came in with $5 and said, I love my president, too, in a Justice Department that works for the people, not the president. Outstanding. And you notice that Joe came out and said, hey, I didn't know anything, but I found out the same way y'all found out on the news. You know, that's what makes you feel good about the Justice Department that is not tied hand and foot to the executive branch. You know, we have three branches of government.
Right.
You know.
And he doesn't politicize things. Trump politicized everything. Biden doesn't. Biden lets people do their job. He lets the FBI be the FBI. He lets the DOJ be the DOJ. He lets the Homeland Security be themselves. He just lets people do their job, and that's the way.
Well, guess what? That's the way it's supposed to be, because that's why we put those people in position, is to run those agencies. It's not the president's job to run the judicial branch or the legislative branch.
Well,
it's three
the
separate branches.
Between a Democratic leader and an autocratic leader.
And an autocratic wannabe dictator, who Trump is.
But Trump was definitely an autocrat. He wanted to be Adolf Hitler, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, he's coming back. He's got, because I heard the news clip on CNN, I think, I was listening to, when they played the interview he did, I guess, on Fox or whatever whack station he's calling, and where he's talking about that he is going to come back in 2024 because everybody's asking him to, you know, and again started hitting on how he won last time.
I'll take bets on that.
Yeah, I'll take that bet, baby.
I'll take bets.
Yeah, because it ain't going to happen. Hey, well, he could. Well, if he's not in prison, and if he survives all the civil suits and the criminal charges that he's fixing to face, and still can retain enough to win, yeah, I'll take that bet any day of the week, baby.
When all these start hitting the courts, I forget which show I saw it on, but there's 87 different charges being drummed up by Virginia, Southern District in New York, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona. There's 87 different things. Let's say only 20 of them hit the news, and he's indicted on them. That alone is going to keep him in the courts for years.
Indeed.
Years.
Indeed.
So
that's what I'm saying. If he survives all that shit.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, because every day we're going to hear more and more stories. There'll be another news, another indictment or another search warrant served, and we'll know where it's going.
Well, you know what, John?
What's that?
I don't put anything past Trump. I don't know. Ever since that first time when everybody said, "Oh, he'll never get elected," especially when he started talking stupid shit,
right?
And he got elected. So I have a bit of caution. You know, he could get back in. I mean, to run. As far as being voted in, I don't know yet. I think it's too early. I wouldn't put anything past that trick.
Well, I think 2024 is a long way off. I'm more concerned right now with 2022. And he will have an impact in 2022. He will still be here next year. They won't have him in prison yet, I'm afraid.
Well, I wish they'd stop talking about him on the news. They wish, because that's what he wants, coverage.
Oh.
Well, he's starting to fade.
Yes.
But don't forget, he's got $430 billion in loans coming due this year.
That's what I mean. You know, he's still got a lot of shit to go through, and he thinks he's going to go out there and talk about, yes, everybody's asking him to run. No, they're not. That's yes, you can. Every time he opens his mouth, it's bullshit. But he used to say the same thing. Well, my generals came up to me and say, "Oh, please, sir, we need your help." Bullshit. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. You know, any story that he starts with that shit just didn't happen. It's bullshit.
All that money he's got. All that money he's got coming up. Isn't most of that due by the end of 2021?
I believe so. That's what Sparky was alluding to. Yes, it comes due this year.
That's what I thought. I thought it was 300.
Where's he going to get that money?
Something out of the 430 was due this year. Where the hell is he going to get it?
He needs to sell a whole lot more Trump 2024 signs and flags and banners and hats. Have you come out that hats yet? You need to start setting them out there. Suck some more money out of their wallets.
He'll start putting up the properties, and he'll move back to New Jersey, and he'll get rid of all the stuff in Florida, and he'll figure a way to find money.
I'm waiting for it.
Wall Street says he's losing revenue in all of his properties.
Yep,
so.
Indeed. Let me thank Ohio Dad 70, my buddy Joe up in Cincinnati, who sent down $5 and said, "Our country needs wholesome citizens that holds the line. Stay Blue Dot strong. Columbus, Ohio, downtown, baby." Joe, I hope everything is fine, my friend. I hope Steve is doing well. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it, buddy. Somebody else I need to give a call to. Teresa Diggum came in with $5, our resident artist, and said, "Do you think he'll run when the heat really gets hot?" It's persecution. You know, they're just persecuting him. That's all it is. It's just the evil Democrats coming down and thank you, Teresa, coming down to get him. It's a pandemic. You know, it's gonna humor us, the rhetoric that's gonna come out of the right, because they got nothing. They got nothing at all. Well, except for that red meat stuff. You know, Joe Biden's gonna take away your cows.
John,
it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
What did you think? Well, what did you think of Tim Scott's response? We're not a racist nation. No.
What a piece of shit he is.
Yeah, I told you.
This nation was built on racism. It is in our system. It's when they say systemic racism. Yes, it's built into the system. We learned that through redlining and all that stuff. And in one way or another, it's still working. And look at what the Republican Party's doing now. They're out there trying to stop as many people of color from voting as they can. They're openly doing it. They're openly blatant about it now. The party will reduce down to its just basic form of racist, bigoted assholes.
I don't know how Senator Scott, trying to be respectful, I don't know how he can make that statement when it is pure fact that, look at the Founding Fathers, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Guess what? They were all slave owners, folks.
All slave owners. Mm-hmm. Guess who built this country?
Like, come on. Senator Scott needs to go back and read his fucking history book.
Now, the white nationalists would say, well, it was a white man that built this country. No. It was a white man with a whip out there beating the people that did build it. You know, how we're going to have to face this all through our history until we deal with it. Is there a debt owed? Yes, there is. How do we do that? How do we pay that debt? Well, we start by doing the things we could do. There's an organization, Descendants of American Slaves. DOS, I think it is. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it is. And they advocate. There's a lineage, just like you and me. I don't know the exact number. A good portion of Black America, when they go to search their ancestry, They hit a brick wall in 1865. Because before that, there was just property. How do you search that? You know, there's a debt to be owed. And those people.
Well,
Yeah, you talk about buy a house. How about a 0 interest loan for that family to buy a house, to generate that generational wealth that white America grew up with? You know,
and that was only the second time in history. The worst time was the largest genocide ever by mankind, and it wasn't. It wasn't the Founding Fathers. It wasn't Christopher Columbus. It happened over a 400-year period. Yeah. What about the 100 and some million Native Americans that were virtually annihilated? What about them? We forget about our American Indian heritage? We killed them by the millions and took over their country.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we still treat them as second-class citizens today.
Exactly.
Those that we should be holding up as the prime owners of this land, our heritage. We don't do that. Right now, with Deb Hannah, I can't remember her name. Deb
Holland.
Holland.
Haaland.
There you go. As Secretary of Interior, and she has actively already been moving the ball on native lands and help. You know, you go to these reservations and stuff. Onto native lands, and there's no water, there's no street signs, there's no nothing, right. And we use the excuse of, well, you know, that's native land over there. They're a sovereign state, so we don't have anything to do with that. These are our brothers and sisters. These are Americans, American as you can get.
Right? Why did it take us 244 years to get an American Indian, a Native American on the cabinet? Really? 241 years. Good God.
Yeah. Well, we're just getting there, Bill. Really?
Yeah.
That's how come we can't, you know, we have to stay active. You have to stay informed. If you quiet down, if you just say, well, we fixed this. No, we ain't fixed it yet. The George Floyd verdict didn't fix it. Electing Biden didn't fix it. It's going to be, it's a generational thing. The only way it gets fixed is how we live our lives out here, the citizens of this country. Amen. That's the way you're going to get rid of it. It's how we live our lives. You know, and that is going to take years and years, because there's always somebody going to teach their kid the wrong way. Anyway, let me thank Diana Mallory, Bequeather, the Gong, and Secret Squirrels for another $5. Diana, thank you. Off topic, love this Blue Dot family. Way to go on helping our Blue Dot in need. What a wonderful family. Love you all. Diana Mallory, we love you back. And I think she's probably referring to, we hit the goal on Wayne's funeral expenses for Velda Snyder.
Awesome.
Outstanding. We did. Thank you, Blue Dot family, tremendously. Velda was, like all of us, one day we'll be plunged into that, and like all of us, won't be prepared for it. But this family stepped up, and truly, from the bottom of my heart and everybody here, thank you all so much for that.
That's a big relief to her, I'm sure.
It is. It is. Funeral expenses it ain't cheap to die nowadays, you know, but...
Yeah, I pre-planned mine, John. I pre-planned mine, but every month I got to pay a certain premium to it.
No, I planned mine too. I went out in the backyard, told the kids, right there, dig it down.
Oh, you have funeral insurance.
Yeah, it's through the funeral home that I'm dealing with.
You know, we are so lucky to live in a country where actually we have that option. Because look what's happening in India right now. And if that doesn't break your heart, the funeral pyres that are burning everywhere, in parks, in the streets, that's devastating. That's what this disease can do. And yet we still have people in this country, I don't want to get a vaccine. I don't want to do that. Well, you don't do it, the shit spreads and it mutates and it gets worse.
You know, that's sheer stupidity, John. You know? It's
Pardon
my voice.
You know, there's some that are doing it because they've always been anti-vaxxers. I understand them more than I do these idiot Republicans who just aren't going to do it because, well, freedom. They're the same ones that wouldn't wear a mask because of freedom. And they're all willing to kill their fellow Americans over freedom.
Well, you know what,
freedom
John?
For them.
Well, I don't understand. Like I told you, the guy that's across the street from me that has a business.
Right.
He said, well, I told him, I said, especially you having a business like that, people coming in and out, anybody could have it. Oh, well, I have how many people and nobody's ever had it? I said, how do you know? Did they get tested? You don't know that.
Reminds me of that safety poster I saw with two pilots sitting up on a cloud. One's looking at the other one going, yep, flew for 40 years. Only had one accident. You're sitting on a cloud, buddy. That's the one that counts. That's the one that's going to kill you. That's the one that's going to kill your neighbor. It's what pisses us off about their lack of understanding of what the word patriotism means. To them, it just means their right to own a gun. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all. I own a gun. That's my constitutional right. No, there's a whole other constitutional rights in that Constitution, not just the Second Amendment, baby. There's more to it. There's more to our country than that.
You know what it is? All these Republican, pardon my French, but these bastards is what they are. They're only worried about themselves. They could give two shits about anybody else.
Amen.
It's only about themselves. That's it. So
right,
it's the
right.
truth.
There are predators within our society.
Exactly.
I've always said that nobody screws over the American people like the American people. Not all American people, but there's a certain percentage. You take the recent PPP loans, right? How many stories have we seen of business owners who went and got a PPP loan, and then next thing you know, like that lady in Houston, she's buying houses, she's buying properties and stuff, spreading that money around.
Yeah.
And ended up getting caught and being, I'm sure she hadn't gone to jail yet because court date probably hadn't come up yet because they're catching a lot of them. But don't think for 1 minute that there's people out there that are just waiting for the chance. Just waiting for the chance to screw this government over, to get money out of this government that maybe they're not entitled to or something. And
yes,
well,
especially John.
Huh?
Well, especially if the fact that Joe Biden's in, they can turn around and say, "See, look what the Democrats and Joe Biden are doing." They'll blame it on the Democrats.
Well, that kind of feature, sadly, is not a Republican or a Democrat thing. There are people in this country who will take advantage every chance they get. They think they're entitled to it. This is my money. It's taxpayer money. I'm entitled to it, so I'm going to get it. Well, you are. You're supposed to use it the right way. And that's where that lady in Houston got in trouble. And a lot of other people. One guy bought a Lamborghini. Are you shitting me? You get a PPP loan, get $1 million, and then you go buy you a Lamborghini like nobody's going to notice. It's the stupidity of it sometimes.
And the ass sooner or later.
Yeah.
I'm watching the draft on ESPN.
Yeah.
It's in Cleveland, and the crowd is there, and there's big old stickers on a bunch of them that said vaccinated person or something like that.
Vaccinated person. Well, that is doing things. Well, even locally.
I am vaccinated.
They are going to set up down here in Corpus Christi, Texas. We're fixing to celebrate Buck Days, Buccaneer Days down here in Corpus Christi. It's a celebration every year, and because we were formed by Buccaneers. Anyway, they're going to have a tent set up down there, giving out Moderna shots. And if you're not vaccinated, if you go in there and get the shot, you get in for free. You get in for free if you get the shot, or if you're already vaccinated, show your vaccination card, and you get in free. So that's another way of trying to reach as many people as you can.
John, there's added benefits when you think about it, because like today now, I signed up a few days ago they have what they call Signs of Spring, was a bird watch thing at Hawk Mountain. So I went there, and it was nice because the president, get this, the president of Hawk Mountain himself, he confided to us, he said, he had become infected with the COVID-19 virus. And he got over it, thank God. Real nice guy. But he asked everybody, he said, how many got vaccinated? And mostly all of us put our hands up. Yeah. And he said, well, that's good then, because then I hope you don't mind. We don't need to wear the mask then. We still kept 6 feet apart. But right. Yeah, there's advantages, you know. Yes. The faster, people don't realize, the faster that people get vaccinated,
the sooner we get back to normal.
We don't have to go through this. Yeah.
The sooner we get all our freedom back.
Yeah.
You know.
Tell the Republican idiots that who fall for this anti-vax shit.
You should have they should have a T-shirt. I got my vaccinate so I don't have to wear this stupid mask
anymore. I see. Where's Just Coggins?
I have a card.
Where's Just? Oh yeah, here it is. Just Coggins said in the chat, I saw a sticker that said, my ancestors didn't survive the Black Plague, so I could die by being stupid. Our ancestors went through a lot for you to get here, so I ain't taking it. I don't trust it. I'm taking a little bit of a pleasure in the story of Ted Nugent, who, thank goodness, lived through the COVID. He got really, really bad sick, and he's telling his story. And thank goodness he's here to tell his story so we can all make fun of his ass. Because before he got real sick, it's a fake, it's a pandemic, ain't nothing true about it. Well, damn near he got real bad sick. And now all of a sudden he's talking about people are making fun of me. Yeah, no shit, Ted, you reckon? Shit. You can't tell them anything. You know, you have to show them. You have to hold up a mirror and let them know, this is what you look like. This is how the world perceives you.
That's right.
You know?
My parents were
like that across the board. They don't realize truth until it bites them in the ass. And then they go, oh, shit.
No. You know, this is a society that we're trying to build. We've been working on it for 400 years in this country. Hell, before that, look at the history. Shit, we've been working on this thing forever. Since man threw a rock. And we're not there yet. That speaks a lot about us. You know?
Like I said before, John, we have to hope and pray that we have Democrats in for quite a few terms, because I guarantee you, once a Republican gets back in there, we're going to have the same old shit again.
Well, you know who's that? That's up to us. We can't forget that. This is up to us. Every one of us listening here. Every one of us. This is up to us. Our government is up to us. Who is in there is up to us. What they do is up to us. But we have to force it. Because if we just elected them and let them go up there, well, they're going to do whatever the hell they want. They're going to get that gun lobby money, the oil money, the coal money, whatever money's being passed out, they're going to snatch it up, baby. And that's who they're going to vote for. It's us that has to remind them daily that they work for us, that we have input on the decisions that they make.
And I don't want to have to hear people say, well, it doesn't matter anymore if I vote or not. They put whoever goes in anyway. No, it does matter.
It matters every time. Every time. I'm sure every one of us could look within our own communities and see problems. Boy, they need to fix that shit over there, because that's just been going on forever. Somebody ought to get up there in the city and elect that person, who right now is Aaron Trombley up in New York. One of our blue dots. Did we get that on there, by the way?
It's not back there yet.
Okay. Who is running for city council? I understand she got her Act Blue count.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I was probably supposed to tell you. Anyway, to support locally those that you see eye to eye with, that are talking about the shit that you want to hear in our local elections, because those people eventually get the bright idea that, hey, I'm going to run for county office. Then, hell, this district needs a new congressman. And then this state needs a new senator. Or this country needs a new president. But we need to elect the people that start caring about this country. And I think Joe Biden does. And that's why I'm so excited over listening to him talk. because he has a plan for that future.
He does.
He does. He sees it. And we need to see it.
I'm so glad that he got in. I'll tell you, it's worth it. If people would just meet him halfway, like I said before, I don't think he's going to get everything. It would be nice if he did. But you know how the Republicans are. Oh,
yes,
that's too much.
It's all a negotiation. Everything's always a negotiation.
Well, Manchin, I swear he should be a Republican. We had problems with him years ago. Remember? I don't know who was the president, but he did the same shit like he's doing now. Something real critical. Oh, we can't have that. We can't have that. That's too much money. He should be a Republican.
Yeah, they didn't say it was too much money when they passed that tax cut.
That's right.
Oh, well, we weren't spending money. We were just giving money away. Yeah, we know you did. We know you did, and now we want it back. And I want to thank Angela Shaw Clark Westoven, who came in with $5. Darling Angela, thank you very much. We appreciate it tremendously. We thank all of our people that donate, and those that donate through our Patreon page. I'm telling you, baby, I paid the bill today. And I thought about y'all. Thank goodness. Anyway, thank you all. So, whose ass we're going to clam up now? Hey, I got an idea. Did y'all see Ted Cruz snoozing? You shit.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Really, Ted? Really? You have to even embarrass us in public, like by going to sleep? Could you show any more indifference?
They didn't put the camera on him long from what I saw, but I saw him starting to doze off. I thought, you son of a bitch.
Are you shitting me?
They flashed through him a couple times.
Yeah, it was more than once. Every time I saw him, he was asleep. And that's the interest that Ted Cruz has in our government. He doesn't want to participate. He wants to be a shiny object that everybody remembers. He wants to be king of the world, king of America. That's
if his buddy boy Trump
Rafael Eduardo Cruz, the booger-eating future king of America. That's who he is.
Well, John, if Trump was in there, he'd be wide awake and all clapping and standing at his feet and everything else. You know that.
If Donnie was back. Lord have mercy, I am so glad
those Republicans had 2 sacks of cement in their ass last night.
Yeah. Yes, they were clapping for nothing. Nothing. Except I think they clapped when Joe Biden talked about how good the police were. We made some comment about the officers that serve honorably every day. I think the Republicans clapped then. That's it. That's it. Because that's a fake ass shit anyway. How about all your buddies that followed your asshole and beat all the cops at the Capitol? Think those are real patriots? There was a lot of hugging and kissing going on. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, really.
I have faith that Merrick Garland is going to ensure that these people come to justice. Yep. I'm waiting on the hammer to drop on a couple of lawmakers.
Well, John, what's that guy that was sitting in Nancy Pelosi's? How the hell did he get out now? Why, get out on bail?
I don't know if he was out on bail, but he was in court the other day arguing about the word bitch or biatch.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?
We know what he meant.
Gonna get down to phonetics, huh? Are you shitting me?
He was denied bail, by the way.
Was he? Good.
Oh, he was?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh,
flight
because
risk.
the last I heard he was out. He was out. They let him out.
Now the appeals judge put him back in along with Mr. Hornhead there.
Awesome.
Good. Because these have to be held accountable.
Right.
Publicly. This cannot stand.
The Oath Keepers guy, he's the only one that's on bail right now because they put him in the WP program.
Yeah, he's in witness protection. Yep. He's going to disappear.
Yeah,
but he's going to sing like a bird, baby. He's going to, as well he should.
You don't make a deal. You don't make a deal with the witness protection program unless you've already rolled the donut, buddy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he gave him some big names.
Oh,
we'll see who that.
Yeah, he wants a nice place in the witness protection program. He doesn't want a shitty job or something like that. He wants something nice, I'm loving that. I'm loving that because
I'm just hoping.
Because he's
I'm just hoping there's some big names.
Yeah, I do
hear
too.
Some congressman names.
I do
senators'
too.
names. Me too.
I went to see Congressman so-and-so, or I went to go see Senator so-and-so. He provided me or she provided me with this, that, and the other. I want to know that.
Well, then don't be surprised if that happens, because why else would they give him witness protection?
You don't get witness protection unless whoever you're coughing up is a big thing.
The last time that happened was Richard Nixon. Remember that? Where his the attorney guy there was given witness protection and protected, and he didn't go to jail, but all the rest of them
did.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another case where somebody flipped. It was in the mob. It was in a book I read. I can't remember the name. Yeah. You're not getting a deal with the government that includes a new house, a new identity, a new job, all of the things that you're going to need in turn for some minor little thing. It ain't happening, and that needs to happen because those organizations need to be pointed out for what they are. Because they take and they put names like Oath Keepers, and they reach out to ex-officers, ex-police officers, and ex-military, trying to convince them that they are continuing the oath they took. No, you're turning your back on the oath you took, and you're letting some con man convince you that, the evil Democrats who eat babies and all this shit are out to kill the world. And we have to stop it because it's our patriotic duty bullshit. If you belong to a militia, you belong to a gang, is what you belong to.
Amen.
You don't belong to
I think the president did a good job of calling that out last night when he mentioned what a curse nationalism was, and was referring to the white nationalists and cowboys and those kind of folks. And I was so glad to see the president call them out. It's like, hell yeah, call them out.
It is the number one threat to this nation.
Yeah,
is domestic
FBI
terrorism spurned on by white
so.
supremacists.
Yep.
That's who the biggest threat to our country is. It's the biggest threat to our society.
Yeah, Security said so. The FBI said so. The CIA said so. So it must be true.
Yeah. Everybody's saying so it must be true. You don't have to. It doesn't take. You can spot this shit. I don't know about your neighborhood. I can spot it in mine. It's not hard to do. The people that take that attitude, that they, by nature of the color of their skin, are so much better than somebody else. I find it repulsive and ignorant at the basic level, as we all should, because there's no excuse for that.
The last 3 months have just been refreshing to me. It's nice to actually turn on the news and you get to hear some truth instead of some asshole bragging about how great he is.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah, he was doing that little clip that I heard that he gave to, I guess it was Fox. I don't know who else to listen to his ass.
Yeah.
And he still brought up how he actually won in 2020. Really? Give it up. Give it up. It's just...
and they said it's so unfair the way Giuliani was treated.
Yeah, so unfair. So unfair. And I won the election, but it was so unfair, and they raided his house and everything, and I had more votes. And they raided his office. Not only his apartment, his office. The president's lawyer, and by the way, I won by millions and millions and millions of votes. And yeah, that's the way he is. He'll slide it in within the conversation.
I mean, after all this shit going through, John, how could anybody want to vote him back into office? That's what I wouldn't understand.
As Michael Johnson says, he came through with $5, says, insurrectionists are terrorists. Exactly, yes, Joe. Exactly. Don't. And Catman 56, my buddy Keith up in Minneapolis, came in with $3. It said right-wing nut jobs gave themselves trillions in tax breaks. No problem. Biden asked for $1 trillion for the American people? No, they say. Cost too much. Exactly, Keith. Thank you very much, buddy. That's exactly what it is. They come in, and I'm glad that Joe Biden spoke out and said that Reagan trickle-down economics never worked. And it never did. It was a con job from the word go. It was a con sold to the American people. The Republican Party picked it up as a mantle because they knew it was a paycheck. It's a paycheck. Trickle down, give to the rich, give to the corporations. They'll create the jobs, and poor Joe down here at the bottom will have a job that he better show up for every day of the week, or we'll fire his ass, and no time off, or you want a pay raise, kiss my ass, $7.50 an hour, get to work. That's what they want. They want your ass poor, hungry, and needing a job. They don't want you to advance in
John?
life. Huh?
That's okay.
Democratic Underground had a picture today with Biden digging a grave, and the gravestone said, "Trickle down economics."
There you go. I'm glad he called it out for what it is. It was a con just to steal money, to convince the American people that it's okay that we're going to give all these tax cuts and all this, the regulation cuts and all this, make loopholes for them, so the corporations can thrive, because corporations are people too. Yeah, rich people at the top, poor people at the bottom. That's the way corporations work nowadays. It's the bottom line. And Joe standing up for the unions, I was impressed with that too.
Amen.
It is the working people that needs representation. The corporations have plenty. Let's go through that tax code. Let's go through that tax code.
He stood up for the blue collar boys, that's for sure.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Tomorrow's my day. Union pension payday.
There you go. There you go.
Now, what part?
It's the day of the month.
What part of Joe Biden's statement that said, "I'm not going to tax anybody under $400,000"? What part of that don't they understand?
What part of it? That's what kills me. Is they convince poor people to vote for Republicans when they don't do a goddamn thing for them. Nothing.
They don't.
But they convince them like things like what you're talking about in the inheritance tax. Why are you going to take my money when I'm dead? But if you don't have $5 million to hold off to pass on to your son, shut the hell up. They're not talking about you. I was going to leave my son his 57 Chevy, but our government will take it. No, you idiots. But they will convince people to go vote for them and support them because they hold the flag and wave the Bible. So that's it. They put out a bumper sticker.
What did you say, Sparky? You were going to say something, I think.
Well, somebody who inherited stuff, I just say there's no inheritance tax for poor people.
That's how come Tucker Carlson's out there selling it all the time.
Middle class. Inheritance tax is only for the rich.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. If you're not getting a huge millions in dollars in endowment from your daddy, the law doesn't apply to you. But the Republicans will stand on the floor up there and argue and talk about, well, the poor small business owner who wants to pass on the business to his child can't do that because the government's going to kiss my ass. It doesn't work that way. The kid's going to inherit the farm. He might have to pay a little taxes. What the hell is wrong with that? TW, are you paying your taxes? Are you killing yourself here? TW? Hey, TW. Well, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, I'll have to wait for TW to realize he's in the room. I'm sure he's tending to Mark at the time. So, but anyway, we pay our taxes like we have a choice. If you're working for a living, it comes out of your check before you get it. You pay those taxes. Nobody wants to, but we appreciate it when the ambulance shows up at your house. We appreciate that there's a halfway decent highway outside. Halfway decent. That we have services.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's decent.
Yeah.
You go into my town and the roads are atrocious.
Well, come to Corpus Christi, buddy. Drive down Ocean Drive. It's a beautiful drive. Take a couple blocks off the street. Yeah. Roads aren't in that good a condition. It's the infrastructure all across this country.
Yeah, we hear you, TW.
Hey, TW.
Yeah, I'm paying everything, and it seems like I'm getting screwed.
Well, that's the way we all feel. You're getting screwed because they're taking your money. Now think about Mr. Moneybags up there who ain't paying no taxes, laughing his ass off, all the way to the bank. All these poor people.
So I got another question for you. You think Giuliani's going to go to WITSEC?
I think Giuliani's going to flip eventually. What choice is he going to have?
Yeah, but he
you know,
got an insurance policy, he says.
Oh, yeah. So did Michael Cohen.
Yeah.
You know, I hope Rudy does. Yeah, I hope he lives long enough to use it too.
Yeah, well, did you see what his son? His son was flapping his lips yesterday about it too. Oh, it's not right. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, they're gonna scream and holler and boo-hoo
He's just
all
mad
the way.
because they don't have the name of Trump.
They're just gonna use the same thing. They're persecuting us. They're just coming after us. They're evil Democrats. No, you're a bunch of shits that need to be called out for the crap you do. That's what we need. You know, but they will cry all the way to the bank about they're just being persecuted. Yeah. Matt Gaetz is going to keep saying this is just a political hit job. No, you're a dick. And we found out you're a dick. Get out of here. We don't want dicks in there.
Let Andrew Giuliani keep crying out. He wants to become, what was it, governor? Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, that ain't happening. Out of all the people we've seen take a dive from a position
that clip
in this
of Rudy Jr. Did anybody catch that clip?
I didn't. What?
That was the first time I'd ever. That was the first time I'd ever seen him. What he looked like.
Oh yes.
And I was amazed at how much he looks like Eric Trump.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
They look like fucking cousins or some shit. It's like, goddamn, are these guys related?
Boy got around, didn't he?
He's just as stupid as Eric Trump too.
Yeah.
When you're, I don't know. When you're handed money from the time of your birth, you talk about people who feel entitled. They do, because the world works different for them than those of us that had to bust your ass. I was working shipyard when I was 17 years old. Shit. I quit school. My dad said, you owe rent. Holy shit. He wasn't kidding either. So I went to work. And I always say I've lived that steel-toe life, steel-toe shoes my whole life. So you work your ass off. And not that that's a bad thing. As a matter of fact, I find a lot of pride and I was going to say pleasure, but in a way, a rewarding type of work that you did something with your hands and you busted your ass and you could see the result, and there you go. I'll see you tomorrow. There's something to be said for that.
More than just sit on your ass and do nothing.
Well,
and the thing is, you can go home and look at the stuff you have and say, I worked for this. I bought
for this. Yep, I bought it. Yep, it's mine.
And to this day, I don't have much. But I got this piece of property in this house. This is where I live. This is mine. This is where I take my stand, right here. I want a good life. I want a good life for everybody. But everybody has to be involved, baby, for that to happen. For us to enjoy the kind of society that we want, then we all have to participate in that society. We all have to have an input into it. And we have to choose. Do you want to be a good input, or do you want to be an asshole? That's really the only choice. The only options you have.
We were talking in the Blue Room last night after the Biden speech, and I said, and a lot of people said the same thing I did. The reason the Republicans didn't like the speech is because basically he said, I've got a way that I can pay for this. He goes, I'm not going after the middle class. I'm not going after the poor. I'm going after the wealthy, and that's what's pissed them off. It's like the ones that should pay.
The ones that have the least to lose.
I'm going to stop these loopholes. This stuff is going to stop happening.
So Betsy DeVos backs up from 7 yachts to 6 yachts. And I doubt if she'll do that. It won't hurt her one bit.
More like 4.
It won't hurt them a bit. But they want they want that money. That's how come they fight about the inheritance, because they want to pass it on to their kids so that their family run the oligarch system, the dynasty, the my kids.
I forgot about that.
And we want that for you. But there's a limit, baby, because we all live in this country. We all use all the same infrastructure and the benefits that come to this society by nature of who we are. Even if you're going to an Ivy League school, baby, you're top of the cream of the list. Don't you want the guy or the lady that's in the hospital that is going to be your doctor that came from a poor upbringing and fought his way up? You know, you want the you know.
John, I forgot about that. That Trump came out with that. Remember, he was trying to pass that death tax, so his kids didn't have to pay jack crap on nothing.
Yes, they don't. Yes, they call it the death tax.
I think he needs to go
it's
back.
It's the inheritance tax, and it only.
Say,
I can't remember
sorry.
the number of it. It's more than 5 million. It's a big number. Maybe it's 50 million. I don't know. Somebody could look it up. The limit on the death tax, the inheritance tax, and you know, you're talking about, you know, millions upon millions. That's, like I say, that's how people like Tucker Carlson, who was born with a silver spoon stuck up his ass just like Donnie was, and they feel an entitlement to tell you how America should be to make him wealthy. It's not for your benefit. Hell, he could give two shits for you. Michael Johnson came in with another $2 and said, can we stop paying taxes on SSI? We already paid. As a matter of fact, they're paying me my money. Indeed. As a matter of fact, go one farther. Social Security needs to be increased tremendously. A big jump. You're asking people to live on what, $1,100, $1,500, $1,800 a month? You know, well, John, go look at rent right now.
John, didn't they say that by 2030 it's supposed to run out?
Yeah, well, you know, that's the Republicans. You know, it's going to run out of money. So we need because Congress has stole money from it so many damn times. They act like it's the general fund sometimes. It's not. It's been raided so many times over the years. So yeah, there is a danger that Social Security could run out because the population, the aging population, those that are going to receive Social Security, work their ass off all their life for it, and there's fewer people pitching into the system through attrition, through innovation, through a lot of reasons. There's fewer actual people in the workforce than there was when we did everything manually. You know, so there's a reason to be concerned. And that is why we have to have a long-reaching plan. We have to have a look at the future.
That's why I think he's got a long future plan, because he's basically saying now the rich need to start paying because they haven't paid their fair share in so many years.
When you look back at the tax rates, are you shitting me? You're bitching about what we want to bring you up to. What 26.9, I think?
I think they want to do 28 now.
28? Yeah. Well, look back not that long ago. It was 30-something and 60-something and 90-something. You know?
Ronald Reagan had 90% tax on him, and they weren't bitching. They thought he was a good guy.
Good guy. Well, because they were getting a whole lot of benefit from the tax loopholes. What they put out there, we always have to remember when they say 28% tax. That's on the amount that they don't get on after all the loopholes. That's what they tax after the loopholes. And so you give them loopholes to where the amount comes down to zero, and, oh, well, look at there, I did my taxes, don't got to pay no taxes. That's what's written into it. It's a plan. It was planned that way. It was designed that way. And we can't do that. You can't do that. Like I said, your taxes come out of your paycheck for one thing, and then you apply to get anything back that you might get. They don't play that game, baby. That whole tax code is not written for you.
Under Trump's plan, too, the wealthy are, after all the loopholes, are only paying between 6 and 9% on their billions. That's it.
And we're just talking about the federal level there. We're talking about when we start talking about state, you know, when these big corporations move into town, and all of a sudden the county and the state and everybody, well, we'll give you a big old tax break here. You won't have to pay taxes for 50 years here. You come in here, we'll build you the infrastructure. We'll do all the work. You just move in here and give us the jobs. Yep. That sucks. That sucks.
Yep.
Because when your little company moves into town or you decide to make a business, they don't come to you and say, well, you don't have to pay taxes for 50 years. We hope you succeed. No.
Well, I think too, John, maybe they're looking at these companies like, well, they also contribute to the local communities.
Yes, they do.
but still in all, they're paying so much less taxes. How much of that do you think they're passing off to their employees?
Whatever is not paid
Shit.
by the corporation is paid by your ass. What is not paid by that
Right.
business is paid by the local residents of that district. So that's who's
so
paying
we're
the
not getting
cost.
anything.
You know, and it's just not right.
Mhm.
You know, but do you fault the company because they're being offered this? Who wouldn't take the deal? You know, it's we got to get past this. We got to bribe. If corporations had any sense at all, anyway, they'd be partners in the society. You know, where Amazon could just as well build a central distribution plant in I don't know, pick a state, Wyoming. They only got so many people to use. They'd have an influx of people. The life would change. You know, they'd bring more commerce and all that to central United States. But they don't want to do that. They were gonna go to Atlanta, or they're gonna go to an East Coast or West Coast city. They should think about putting a facility in the middle of the nation where people need the jobs.
Well, one time they thought about putting one in Denver, and then, I guess we'll go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well,
they got a better
right
deal.
up the road from where I live, there's supposed to be. I don't know if it's done yet already or not. I haven't heard anything. But an Amazon's supposed to go in there, a distribution center. Used to be the Schuylkill Mall. We remember the malls used to be a big thing, and all of a sudden they start petering out. We still have one down in Lehigh Valley, but up the road here, they closed the mall down. There was hardly anybody going to it, so they tore the building down, the mall down, and I believe they have an Amazon distribution center. I'm not sure if it's open yet or what. I haven't heard anything about it since.
Online and buy anything you need now.
Virginia Whitley has an idea. End Citizens United, and also bar Congress and the Senate from taking money from corporation and bribes, make that illegal.
Lobbyists.
You know, or either that or make them wear NASCAR uniforms with all the patches on who's giving them the money. You know, let's be honest about this shit. That, nothing, nothing speaks volumes more than when you learn what a congressman does. His daily task, what his responsibilities are, which a good portion of his time is spent in a little booth on the phone trying to get money out of donors.
Yep.
That's where most of the time
that's probably
is spent.
why Ted fell asleep last night.
Most of the time of a congressman or senator is spent with fundraising, not spent on your. I personally, I think that elections ought to be publicly funded. They only last so long. You get so much money. The other guy gets so much money. You all have at it. Let's have a debate. Let's go back to the old-fashioned way we used to. Now it takes, if you have the money, you can flood the airways with nasty ads or whatever the hell you want. And that's the game of politics nowadays. It's not how good you are. It's how evil you can make your opponent look, which is what the Republicans do. I'm proud that most of the Democrats I see are standing up on ideas and plans for the future. They have an idea. They're seeing what's happening now with Biden, and that's the direction we have to take, stand up for the future. Because the only other thing that the other side has is mud. And they're going to sling it, and they're going to talk shit. They just never do anything about it when they're in office. They're too busy robbing the bank. But it's up to us, baby. Again.
I hope that Biden can get a lot of his stuff pushed through. Now is his opportunity. Now is the Democrats' opportunity. And we need people to work with us. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just fighting everything.
We do. And we try every day. That's, being involved and being informed in the political system inherently brings you exposure to other people. And you see that, but you're going to run up against the wall. You're going to run up against those that oppose you. And that's fine if you can debate the issues. But for so many of them, it's not about the issues. It's about the attitude, baby. They hate your ass. That's all there is to it. And they make their judgments off of that. I just, how do you deal with that? You can't. You only hope at some point a light bulb comes on in their head and they think, damn, what I'm doing ain't working out too well. Maybe I ought to embrace this idea that we have one society, and that when one person in this society benefits, we all benefit. You know, when we lift everybody up, everybody feels uplifted. You know, I don't know. It sounds corny. It sounds like, oh, look, you're a libtard, you're a dreamer. Yeah, I'm not the only one, baby. There's a song about it.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, John, society will flow so much better.
It will.
If you know,
it will.
They don't see this. They're too short-minded, you know? They're short-sighted.
They are. They're just looking towards the next election. To me, that's all the Republicans think about. Except for the ones like Mitch McConnell, like say, Mitch plays the long game.
Put it more directly, John. They're looking for the next grift. They're just like Trump.
That's it. You know, a way to manipulate the system to where you benefit from it and not society, not our country, not the people in the country, just you and your buddies. We can't let them do that. We have to be the one that stands in their way. We're the ones that have to demand a better person. If you got an asshole like mine, Michael Cloud, are you shitting me? I'm waiting for it, baby. Let's go. Get the political season going, baby. I got my camera ready. You know, because I think Michael Cloud is a disgrace to my district. I think he's a disgrace to the house that he sits in. He stood up and voted against certification for no other reason than he was told to. I don't want a congressman who does what he's told. I want a congressman that is going to stand up for the values and the ideals that this country was built on, to stand up and do the right thing when it's called upon.
Well, their own beliefs, not just, oh, well, we got to go with the status quo, yeah. Yeah.
Well, he didn't want to give medals to police officers because he doesn't believe it was an insurrection. He believes it was, some hugging and kissing between. It was a picnic. It was a picnic. There was nothing.
I guess that's a new way to hug and kiss. They hit each other with a flag and beat the shit out of them. Yeah, okay.
Well, John, did you see that interview with the CNN Don Lemon did with the officer that was?
Yes.
That was moving.
It was moving.
Ask him if he thought it was hugging and kissing.
Yeah. Ask that guy. He was the one who kind of thanked the people that got him, that saved him from getting killed. And he said, thank you, but fuck you for being there. That's the way, how else, you talk about, he said it was the worst hand-to-hand combat in his life. This was bad, and we can't let them forget this shit. We can't let this fade away. I'm looking forward to every one of these assholes charged and sentenced. Not just a slap on the wrist, oh, well, you was just a... No. They knew what they were doing. Hang Mike Pence. Stop the vote.
Next year, when the campaigns go into full swing, they should not hesitate to put their names down. Every one of them that were traitors, as far as I'm concerned. Put their names down.
I'm looking forward to the next political season because of that. Do you know how many ads the Democratic, Democratic campaign candidates can run against some of these assholes like mine? Hey, where was Michael Cloud on January 6th? Why didn't Michael Cloud want to honor the police officers who protected him that day? I could see the commercials running.
Oh, yeah.
Ted Cruz voted to suppress the votes of Americans for vile reasons. Anyway, they'll come up with all sorts of great graphics and shit, show the insurrection, and point out, Josh Hawley, point out those who would stand up there and cheer them on. Yeah, I think they're going to have a tough political season, baby.
Every single one of them that voted to overturn the election, those are the ones they need to push. Like, look how patriotic they really were.
Yeah. Linda Collins, what's wrong with you? Rapid healing. What? Huh?
147 congressmen, Republicans that jumped on that bandwagon.
That voted.
So we can vote them all out.
Yeah.
I believe, like Liz Cheney said, there are those that should be disqualified from even holding office or running again because they rose up in insurrection. They aided and abetted an insurrection to this country. That needs to be recognized. And as soon as they come out, I swear, if they come out and say, well, Congressman so-and-so here from the great state of so-and-so was actually involved in helping the Oath Keepers violate the law and enter the Capitol, whatever it takes. I want to see that.
Really quick, just so you can get filled in here. I look back, and Linda Collins, what are you doing? Falling down and breaking your wrist? That's not good.
Are you
Don't
shitting me? Hey, I see. Are you typing with that hurt arm? Stop doing that.
Get some rest, damn it.
Darn, fell down and broke your wrist. Maybe I hope it was your offhand wrist, not your main wrist. I don't know. Right or left. Oh, darling, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, we're glad you're on the hill, and just don't do that again. Don't do that. I think Trump should be charged for assaulting the U.S. flag. Exactly, Gary Spring. What was that?
I said I don't agree with Liz Cheney on much, but she was spot on there. Those people do not need to be in office, period. Period.
Exactly.
You got to give propers where propers are due, and Liz Cheney has been standing up, and she stood up against Trump, and now she continues to stand against the idiots. She is on the side of a conservative Republican Party. She's not into the whack job society. Yeah.
We need more of them to stand up like that.
She's not gonna let the mainstay get her down. She's gonna tell what she's.
See who her daddy is?
She's. Well, yeah, I know who her daddy is.
We're
but
talking about Darth Vader.
She's
here.
She's just like him.
She's tough. She can whip out that lightsaber pretty soon and whip some hands off or something.
Yep.
It's like the Lincoln Project. Don't fool yourself into thinking that they're Democrats or liberal. They are a Republican project that is trying to bring down the whack job party. So that's who we see. Still doing the active fight. Hi, Velica.
Hey.
How you doing, darling?
Hang on. I'm okay.
Good
I was
deal.
just listening to you on the YouTube, and then all of a sudden, boom. Hello.
Hello, baby. We're glad you're here. Well, thank you for listening. What do you think about all this shit? Is there somebody you want to slap?
There's a lot. Do I have to give you a list?
Yeah, there's a whole list. Wait a minute. There's a whole lot of people. There's a lot of slapping that needs to go on.
I need a brick wall. I need a golden brick wall because I need to take one brick one at a time and see how far I can throw it to hit them.
Well, darling, how's everything going in your life? Everything's good and happy and all that. Hugs to you, by the way.
Yeah, everything's okay.
Good.
I mean,
good.
We got rain.
We ain't had no rain in a while. We have not had rain in a while. Well,
Velica, she's one of my hug ladies. I like her. Hi, it's so good that you're on here, Velica.
See, Velica makes everybody feel better.
Hi.
Velica always makes everybody feel better just by being there.
She
does. One of those kind of people. So, and we're glad she's. What? We're glad.
And someone tells you, don't get me all upset, or
yeah. Well, everybody's sweet till a point, and then you hit that point, and holy shit, watch out. There's a lot of pent up shit, holding all that shit back all the time. You want to say something, and you don't want to say something because you're a nice guy, and then one day the steam valve blows, and there you go.
Oh, with me, it's like, if I'm gonna let you know it, I'll hold it in, then all of a sudden, yeah.
I'm more like one of them guys, you screw me over, I'm already planning in my head. All right, you want to play this game. Bide your time. Because they'll provide you the opportunity. Believe me.
I'm just glad that Trump's out because, boy, I tell you what, I thought I was approaching my limits when he was in. I thought, what other stupid shit can he pull every day?
Well, you heard his speech today, didn't you?
I caught it. Yeah, what an asshole. He hasn't changed.
They wouldn't have a vaccine if it wasn't for me. Yeah, I went out
I'm the hero here. Don't you forget it.
Yeah. Whatever.
It is, really. That's exactly what I say nowadays, TW. Whatever. Who gives a shit what he says? He's irrelevant. You know what I keep thinking to myself?
You actually went in and you were the doctor and you came up with the vaccine. Bullshit, dude.
No,
you didn't come up with shit.
Wait a minute. He did, but this is what he used to do. If you've seen the pattern, is that he would screw things up so bad. And then he would come in. He would come in like he was coming in on his white horse and say, "I'm going to fix it."
I keep thinking to myself,
but he never did.
Clinton was a 2-term president. Bush was a 2-term president. Obama, 2-term president. Bozo the clown, one term, 2 impeachments.
President.
Get the hell out of here, assholes.
One term with 2 impeachments.
1 term, 2 impeachments.
You can at least say he was the first
did his best
on
to
that,
destroy
right?
this country, and continues to play that game today.
Yeah.
That's what he did in his little speech today on whatever it was, Fox Views or whatever.
Yeah, Fox.
It was just another, look at me, I got cheated, I'm the greatest thing in the world, don't you wish you had me back? Everybody's saying they want me back. I'm going to run again because everybody's telling me, please run. No, they're not.
Right.
Maybe
those are the voices in his head. Yeah.
Hey, maybe QAnon people want to run again, but not the American people.
I'm sure that there are people that are praising him every day because they're benefit off him. Whatever job they have.
Yeah, they got a job or something that they're benefiting off him. They got to kiss his butt.
I found the job I wanted. Oh man, talk about a dream job. Good pay too, $50,000 a year. Are you shitting me? That's a good salary. It's not, all the way to the moon. You're not buying a yacht or 10, but $50,000 a year for rolling a joint. What? Hey, I know how to do this. If I remember correctly, anyway. Yeah.
Don't leave everybody hanging. You got to say who the employer is. Otherwise, everybody's going to be like,
the employer is who else but Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg pays a guy $50,000 a year.
He does a lot.
To roll his joints.
There you go,
John. Thinking of side benefits alone. You got to go everywhere Snoop Dogg goes because, did y'all see
John,
that?
There's something you can do, John. There you go.
Have y'all seen his new commercial for? I think it's a security system, home security, Vivint, something like that. Anyway, y'all seen that one? He's saying, how to install a home security system, and he has a drill there, and a step ladder and everything, and the instructions, and he picks up the drill and he drills right through the instructions. The first thing to do is you get rid of this shit, and call Vivint or whatever it is, and they'll come by and install it. And it shows, while they're showing all the security, the camera, the doorbell, the motion detector, that the commercial is. And then at the end, there's Snoop Dogg standing there, and he says, that leaves you more time to do important things, like weeding. And he's a wheelbarrow with a bucket and a little shovel there, and he picks it up and goes off. Yeah, he's out weeding, okay. Anyway. Yeah, Travis and Tyler showed me that today. $50,000 a year to roll joints for the guy. Really? You either roll some damn good joints or you're just a good conversationalist.
I think it's both.
I think it must be both.
I think it's both.
It can't be just the joint thing. It's got to be his personality at least.
I mean, also everybody was bragging about how fast he was able to do it, and you got to think, Snoop is a busy guy. You got to be
busy guy. He's got weeding to do. He's got to go weed. You know? So. Anyway.
Gee, I wonder how many of those he smokes a session.
As many as he wants. That. Where does he live? Out in California?
I don't think I've ever seen him at a time without.
TW can smoke as much he wants. Me, I got to smoke Cannabis now. Because it's illegal here. But it will change. It will change. It eventually will. We're just going to drag our feet. Because there's still a lot of money to be made off of the drug war.
Let's just hope we're still alive when they do.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart, exactly. What's that, Johnny Fly?
Yeah,
I said, let's just hope we're still alive when they do it.
Yeah. Let's hope I am.
Ron, that's the only reason I think he got along with Martha Stewart, because they make some special brownies.
Yeah, they make special brownies, and they're both smiling together. I thank goodness for Paulette Hallbeck from Plano, Illinois. No, I don't have to look. I know who sent it to me. For my funny times, and I wrote Marcia a story about. It was written in there, and this thing is, I buy it for the articles, or I get it for the article. Anyway, it's just full. It's the greatest thing if you ever get a chance to subscribe to the Funny Times. It's a liberal look at life, but it's funny. But anyway, one of the stories in there was, so you decided to smoke the devil's lettuce, and it was written by this lady, and it was her first attempt at smoking marijuana, Mary Jane. And the way the story was written is just absolutely. And at the end of it, she's basically wondering if the cop wants cake. I wonder if he wants cake. But it was a long story getting there. It was really quite entertaining. It eventually will become legalized all over. First, they have to decriminalize it on the federal level, and they're trying to do that now, as it needs to be. It needs to be off the Schedule 1 list. It's not the same as heroin. That's what you got to get out of some of these people's mind. Well, it's marijuana. I think they do it in a needle and shoot it up. It is a plant that has many benefits for a lot of people. If you want to call it just getting high, well, then that's your opinion. Mine is more of a medicinal purpose thing, and there's a lot of benefit for a lot of people in that. Anyway, besides that, there's a lot of tax money in it. Are you shitting me? If you're in the money, well, there's a big source. Them potheads. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming by. I want to thank all those names going by. That is our Patreon members. Like $1 a month. Where are you going to find such fine entertainment? Anyway, I thank y'all so much. Again, I paid some bills today, and it's because of the donations they make. So I appreciate it tremendously. The support just lifts us up. I want to thank all of our guests tonight for coming in and visiting with us. I love the conversation that constantly goes on in the chat. This family grows because of the love that's going in there. Thank you again for coming in and supporting Velda Snyder when she needed it, when her need was there. It's just great. We did the same thing with Dominic Pree, who we helped out with his STEM school. And it makes our family feel good when we reach out and we help each other. So thank you to all of our family for doing that. Bill Jones, brother, we appreciate it anytime you come in. Always good conversation.
Thursday seems to be my day. I wanted to do two quick little announcements, if I may. It won't take about 30 seconds.
Got it. Go for it.
I'm going to be, as you know, that since the inauguration, I've been involved in the local food drive here, getting homeless people fed and getting restaurants donating stuff. And thankfully to President Biden and our only one blue hope in the state, our Democratic governor, we're getting some well-needed money to help folks out here. And anyway, in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, I will be stepping down from that, and I will be
available.
I'll have I will have a definitive announcement soon, but I am going to be jumping back into the political mess. I don't know if I will be working for someone's campaign or if I will be taking on a small campaign of my own.
Wow.
So we'll see. But I got the itch after working for Cal for a year, and before that I worked for President Obama back in 2012.
Buddy,
but I got the itch.
You'd have to support here.
I got the itch, and I'm going to get back in the game and give it one shot. And I need to help get somebody elected, and we need to get rid of some of these repubs around here.
Outstanding. Be that motivation.
I'll let you know. Well, it's like you used to say all the time, especially before Discord.
Yeah.
educate yourself and get involved. And I've always been involved, and I'm so appreciative of all of my Blue Dots, whether they're a Blue Dot in Texas fan or whether they're members of our revolution or all the millions of people in this country that are fighting for the right side.
Yes, I belong to 100 groups.
Yeah, me too. And I thank everybody for their effort, and thanks to people like you and our Blue Dot family. We always keep reminding them to get involved. And I can say a big thank you to my Pennsylvania buddy, Jonathan, for getting involved up there in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
That was a big thing. And when you think for a minute that your effort doesn't matter,
it does in a big way.
Step back and look again.
Yes.
It all it takes is for you to convince one person, and you've done your job. So,
and
anyway, thank you guys, and I'll keep you posted.
Indeed. And we've seen that happen within our own family. Aaron Trombley, like we said, is where I can't show the picture because right now I think it's still we haven't changed that yet. I'm sorry. It is Aaron Trombley, and I believe she has her Act Blue account. So on the next show, we will have a page up there so you can see her. We need to support Aaron as much as we can. This is one of our Blue Dots who decided, hey, I think I can do a better job than that guy, and she's going to run. And that we need to support that as much as we. Yeah, that's what it's about, baby. And she is motivated to do that. So we need to be behind her 100%. And I'm sorry we didn't have the graphics up today, but we'll have that up for Sunday's meeting.
You can't make a difference if you don't get involved, that's why I'm so proud when people stand up and get involved. It's good things from my heart, John.
it made for me too, brother. For me too. If it's not people like Aaron Trombley running for office, being involved in that kind of a major way, these people in the chat, being here every day, you're involved. You're talking to people in this chat. You're discussing. You're finding out things. We're talking about what's going on here or there, discussing the future or whatever. That's being involved.
Amen.
And when you make connection with people here in the chat, that's networking. There's a name for that shit. They got it. And that's what we're doing. So our voices matter. Our voices matter, and our vote matters, baby. But our voices matter in this room. Yeah.
Everybody keep up the good work, man. I'm proud of every one of you.
Indeed, Bill. Johnny Fly. Indeed, thank you, sir, for the participation you did in 2020, getting involved, calling that number down there, and getting involved in the local politics. That's all it takes is a phone call.
It was worth it, and I'll tell you what.
Rewarding, wasn't it, brother?
Yeah, we have to keep it up. We never sit on our laurels. We keep it up.
No, this is it's a lifetime involvement thing. But hey, you need a hobby. Everybody needs a hobby. Why not make your hobby saving the world?
Well, nothing like whacking the Republicans, boy. Get rid of them.
It doesn't take a lot of effort, and it lifts your heart up when you are involved. It makes you feel more involved in the solutions that we need. But Johnny Fly, again, thank you, brother, for doing that.
Thank
you for coming in here and using your voice, brother. Now, I'd appreciate it, if you do it with a bag over your head so it makes me look better. I'm just saying. It would help me out, brother. Anyway. T.W. Travis, all the way out in Colorado. California. I almost moved you, brother.
Dang.
Yang. Move your ass right out to California. Brother, we always enjoy you when you come in. We appreciate your voice. Take care of Mark for us.
Oh, we try.
Yeah, that's all we can do, brother. Keep trying. My dogs have. I've found a new treat. Chicken jerky. Oh yeah, chicken jerky. Oh, they like the chicken jerky.
You gotta try those. You gotta try those bullies.
Bullies. I got the little ones that looks like a little hunk of, like a piece of steak, little meat. They're not, but that's what they look like. And then I found the chicken.
You gotta try. You gotta try those bully steak. They're called bully sticks, and basically they go gaga over those things.
Should have seen them the other day when I was hanging around eating that filet mignon that Stephanie Dean sent and Jay Clayton. Oh no, not a bite, baby. Daddy's eating all of this one himself, and I'm fixing to cook up them 2 New York strips that they sent.
And
I'm telling you,
like, come on,
I can't thank them enough for that, because that's just such a treat. This is the second time they've sent us one of those boxes, and man, And I'm even amazed with the hamburger meat. Are you shitting me? Everything you make with that hamburger meat tastes like freaking steak. So
Yep.
I feel like going
Better
down.
ground.
I feel like going down to my store and saying, "Hey, wait a minute. How come this hamburger meat doesn't taste like this hamburger meat?" Something's up here. Anyway, I got cross-tracked. TW, thank you for being here. And Velica.
No problem.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling, for coming in and visiting with us. Your presence
problem.
always
Thank
calms
you.
us down. You know, we go from all riled up to all of a sudden we're calm and blue, baby. I like that. I gotta forget that I can play with the lights. Anyway, thank you, darling, for being here. We appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome, and thank you for having me.
There you go. Wow. No big thing. Travis does it. I ought to thank him. He's the one that puts all this shit together. I'm just a pretty face. There you go. There you go.
Travis, I got an earwig for you.
What?
Game night.
Game night. You gotta
Game
do
night.
it. Game night.
Yep, we got to get that
I
going.
am ready for a game night anytime.
Well, you just got to tell me when it is, and then I'll be there.
You should just say, "Dad, we're doing game night." And okay, that's what I do.
I mean,
Anyway.
all right, we can do it that way.
That was that we did like what, last month or a couple months ago?
Yeah,
or something
it's
like
been a
that?
little while since we did a game night.
Yeah.
'Cause I know I joined into that one.
Oh, it's fun. It's great.
We'll do it again very soon. I'll just
I
force
have a
Dad
lot
down
of fun
and-
at that shit.
Yeah.
Go ahead, finish this sentence. What word would you put in there? And whatever. It's just great. It's entertainment at its purest form. Anyway, before we go, I want to thank Maria Betancourt, who came in with $10 and said, "Since I am a world traveler, Biden is right. We need the infrastructure bill to pass, or the USA will be left behind. If the GOP wants this country to be last, it's on them. Indeed, I want my high-speed rail. I want new shit in this country. Are you shitting me? Look overseas."
Not only that, like, think about it. If you had,
they won't kick you out whenever it's bad weather.
Yeah. We need it. We need
roads, if you don't hit a freaking pothole and damage your car.
Yeah.
I mean, you're practicing
Bridges that won't fall
driving
down.
on the moon.
New hospitals. New infrastructure.
Yep.
New electrical grid. Internet service. All that stuff. Anyway, we'll discuss it all on the next show. But tomorrow, it's Friday, baby. So put the beer on the ice, put the bud in the bowl, and let's get ready. We're going to have a nice weekend coming up. We're going to have all sorts of dreams of the future that Joe Biden has put in our head. And let's hope it stays nice and relaxed and everybody enjoys themselves and we find a better place to be in. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you in YouTube and Facebook, in Periscope. We appreciate you coming by. The time you give is precious, and we appreciate that you come spend a little bit of it with us. Anyway, still a pandemic, still all that stuff going on. Get your shot as soon as you can. We'll get back to normal again. Continue to wear your mask in enclosed places and stuff like that where it's needed. And stay the hell away from nasty ass people. Don't forget to wash your hands either. Anyway, y'all say goodnight to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. We'll be back here tomorrow for Beer and Bud Friday, and then we'll be back here Sunday for another Blue Dot family meeting. We'll see y'all then. Y'all take care.